All right, everybody, we're at 12:01. We're going to go ahead and get started now. Just a quick reminder, we're going to send a recording of this to everybody that's attending today. I know it's going to be asked probably several times, but just let everybody know right off the gate, we will be sending a recording to everybody. My name is David King. I'm the Customer Success Manager here at Appulate. My guest speaker today is Mark from Flow Specialty. We're going to go ahead and begin with a quick presentation today, and then we're going to dive into how to use Flow on the Appulate system. So without further ado, Mark, if you want to take it away.
Thank you, David, and thank you all who are attending. We really appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to who we are and what our value proposition is and how we can use and help you place business for your clients. So today we're talking about how do we bring enterprise service to the specialty mid-market space. Before we get into all that, though, we wanted to kind of give you a little bit high level who we are and what we're all about. So David, if you move to the next slide. This is really over me right now, but before we get into who I am, Flow Specialty is a specialty next generation technology-led and enabled wholesale brokerage firm. We are doing things so different in the marketplace. We're disrupting the wholesale channel. It's been fantastic. We've had a lot of really great success in the past year that we've been really truly in operation as a wholesaler. And we're going to walk through today just how exactly we're able to do that, how we're leveraging our technology, our proprietary technology, and how you can tap into that technology to better enhance the experience for yourself as well as your client. So a little bit about me before we get into the presentation. Mark Galindo, I am a SVP here at Flow Specialty and one of the senior leaders on the sales side. I've been in the business going on 21 years. The majority of my career has been on the underwriting side. I cut my teeth with Chubb down in here in Texas. I spent a lot of time at Beasley. I had multiple leadership roles within the Beasley organization. And then right around COVID, I decided to become a retail broker like yourself and worked at Marsh. And I worked at Marsh for about 3 years before I decided to join Flow Specialty in June of 2024. And here I am today. So my main role here at Flow Specialty is not only as a senior leader, but also a product expert when it comes to management liability. A lot of my experience is in the D&O space, EPL, fiduciary crime, so on and so forth. Deep expertise there when it comes to private nonprofit, but as well as publicly traded companies. But I also work a lot internally with our other divisions such as marketing, operations, and a lot with our tech team, teaching them, helping them enhance our technology and really dovetail to the insurance sector. So with that, let's go to the next slide. So this is the team. This is just the sales team. I will tell you, we are 30 people strong here at Flow Specialty, and half of the team is in Tel Aviv, Israel. That's where all of our data scientists and engineers sit. They work on our tech throughout the day, throughout the week, all around the clock, helping manage that technology, our internal platform that we use to help you place business. And they do that because every little day that we just continually improve our technology. The way our technology was 3 months ago, it has surpassed that today. And the way it is today is the worst it'll ever be. So we have a whole team in Israel that helps us with that. Really great, fantastic group of people that are just beyond smart, that are able to enhance our technology. But what you're looking at here is our insurance team. This is our sales team here in the US. And I can say without a doubt, this is already outdated. We're in hyper growth mode. So we're building out our sales team, and we've already added 3 more people to this page. We have 2 more additional sales brokers, as well as 1 more additional inside broker. But the main person that I want you to focus on this page is on the top right. That's Yvonne Castillo. She's going to be your main point of contact. So whenever you send anything in via the Appulate portal or platform, Yvonne will be your main point of contact, helping you place whatever business that you send through. Next slide, please. Okay, so how do we bring enterprise level service to the mid-market space? And what is the problem with that space? Like where's the issue at? So this slide really kind of talks through how we identify what we call the gap. So if you look on the left side of this particular slide, you have the micro business. So we call that any particular deals that you currently have that have a gross written premium of $2,000 or less. And those are called micro business. So not a lot of expertise is needed. It's very transactional. It's really more of a just get in and get out, high volume. Not a lot of work or hands-on is really needed for those particular accounts. Now, if you jump over to the far right, which is we call enterprise level accounts, these are accounts that are $100,000 in gross written premium or above. So these naturally, because of their size, have complexity to it. They have nuance to it. They're priced at that hefty rate for a particular reason. Maybe it's a very large account, high revenues, high assets, or there's a lot of complex exposure to the account. If it's cyber, it's very nuanced. If it's D&O, there's high revenues, it's a huge market cap, so on and so forth. So these particular accounts merit and deserve a lot of expertise. And because when you put this into the wholesale channel, you get a lot of hands-on experience when it comes to these particular enterprise level accounts, because the commission levels can support that, right? So you can have a senior lead wholesale broker on the account with a ton of expertise, with maybe even a couple of people behind him or her helping with that account. So you may have two junior level associate brokers helping place that account and giving the day-to-day, because their commission level supports having those individuals on that particular risk. Now, what happens to the SME space? So the small middle market enterprise level space, right? So we call that $2,000 in gross written premium all the way up to $100,000. So there you have this gap where the premium level doesn't support the commissions to have an expert, a senior level broker, and maybe a couple other associate junior brokers to help place that business. You really probably have just one, because that commission level doesn't support it. But they're still complex. A $50,000 cyber liability policy still is going to have some complexities to it that you're going to need some expertise to help negotiate the best deal with the right coverage for the best premium. So that's the gap that we've identified, right? So expertise matters, but the commission doesn't translate to enough dollars to make it worthwhile for the labor-intensive traditional broker. That's where we change the game. That's where we insert our technology to help us be efficient, so we can give you that enterprise level experience and service, even in this what we call the gap, the small middle market enterprise level space. Let's move on to the next slide. We'll kind of show a little bit more of the model that currently exists in the wholesale channel. So you're kind of forced to choose one of three or two of three, and hopefully you really want three of three. With the enterprise level accounts, whenever you do have that and you submit that into the wholesale channel, the $100,000 or plus account, you're going to get all three of these. And the more in particular, you need the expertise, so you can leverage that expertise to get great coverage. And because you have that expertise and you have a team behind you, you're going to naturally get speed. You're going to be quick to get terms, negotiate, so on and so forth. But in the small middle market enterprise space, that gap, right? Remember, sub 100,000 in gross written premiums, where the commission levels don't support having a team or an expert or senior level broker. You really only get one of these, in my opinion, and that's speed. In the wholesale channel, speed is the most dominant and most important aspect when placing business. Now, if you're the first quote to come in and it's decent, typically a wholesaler will say, you know what, the quality of this quote is adequate, right? It's first in, premium is where I need it to be. Coverage is so-so, but I haven't really spent a lot of time to dig into it, but there's no major red flags. So let's go ahead and just push this through. But you're not really getting the expertise. You're not having a person or technology identify any particular gaps to help your E&O, right? And then that doesn't translate to great coverage. So you're really sacrificing two of these three for just one. In this case, in 9 out of 10 times, it's speed. I'm going to stop right there. And just by the way, guys, you can ask questions as we go, and I'm more than happy to take questions on the fly. So if you have a question, please throw it in the chat. We're monitoring it right now. So if you have a question, feel free to throw that in. So that's the one we're forced to pick one out of the three. If you're lucky, sometimes you'll get two, but really you're just getting one in that small to mid-market enterprise space. Let's go on to the next slide, please, David. So what we've done is we've changed the game in the wholesale channel, and we're calling it wholesale 3.0. Wholesale 1.0 is really just the ancient, archaic way of doing business. So it's a lot of paper changing hands. It's just, predates email, right? So if those of you who are around before then can remember that. 2.0 is going to be, email exists, obviously you're transacting business a lot faster, but here comes the next evolution, which is going to be platforms and portals. So now the market, the industry has said, hey, look, you can get a really quick quote. We can do things more quickly and more efficient, but I'm going to need you to go ahead and enter in the data that's on that application into our portal. So now we're putting the stress and the load on you as the retailer to now be more self-sufficient and double data entry by putting this into the portal and the platform. We think that's a little redundant. It's definitely not as efficient as it can be. And what we felt is we can insert what we call wholesale 3.0, and we can leverage technology and still give you that enterprise level service across the board, no matter what the premium is. So let's break this down. So 3.0 is client centric, right? We're going to meet you where you are. We take whatever you have. If you have a one-page Accord app looking for cyber liability, we're able to take that, and then obviously we'll let you know if we need some more information, but we can take that, we can take whatever you have, and our AI, our artificial intelligence agents know how to scan and scrape information off of whatever you give us, and we're able to leverage that into our internal platform, a platform that you will never use, so we can go and get you the best deal. Let's go over to the right, white glove. So because of this model and because of our technology, we're able to give you white glove service no matter the size, right? We're able to give you that enterprise level service because of our technology, because we're able to leverage our tech by teaching our AI agents insurance. AI knows English really, really well, but we have to teach it insurance. It's our own proprietary AI products, and we've taught it cyber, measure liability, from D&O, EPL, fiduciary crime. We've taught it all kinds of professional liability, from architects and engineers to lawyers professional, so on and so forth. So we're able to teach that AI agent to understand when it's looking at a risk, identifying if there's any gaps in coverage or enhancements that we can also negotiate further. So you get that human expertise, best in class white glove service by using us because we're leveraging AI. And the last thing is we're platformless AI. So we're not asking you to enter anything into a platform. We're not asking you to log into any portal or platform. We don't believe in that. We believe that we're able to do that for you. And we've taught our AI agents, a specific agent, to, if it qualifies for API or portal, it takes your information, and we've taught it to data entry that on our behalf. So that's what we come up with, wholesale 3.0, white glove service powered by platformless AI. And let me just be really, really clear here, right? So when we're talking about AI, we're using it in a very, very different way than our competitors, right? Everybody's using AI from a very administrative standpoint, and we love that. We're doing it too. It's a very low-hanging fruit task, but we're also, like I said earlier, we're teaching our AI agents insurance knowledge, so they can then do a lot of the heavy lifting on our behalf. Think of it as the AI agent being an intern or a junior broker doing a lot of the work, where the human, the broker like myself, reviews it, tweaks it, makes sure it's accurate before it goes out to you. And let me just be really clear here. Nothing goes out from Flow Specialty that hasn't been reviewed by a human. You'll never get a direct communication from an AI agent. You'll never get anything that hasn't been reviewed, blessed by a human broker. Questions around that, please drop it in the chat. We're more than happy to answer. With that, David, let's go to the next slide. So here's how we do this. So, we talked about the problem. We talked about, how you're only able to choose one of the three, the three being speed, expertise, and great coverage. Speed being really the main thing that wholesalers really focus on. And we talked about how we're breaking barriers with Wholesale 3.0, but how are we actually doing? And so here's our flow, if you will. On the far left, obviously you have your clients, the insureds. They need cyber coverage. They need D&O. They need some sort of E&O coverage to place. So they go to you. You're the retail broker. At that point, we're able to give you significant expertise. You can either go to to your direct markets, or you can utilize us, where we have AI agents built for scalable placing process. That's exactly what we're just a really, really strong placement machine that we built with our AI agents and our platform, our internal platform. Now, how do we go to market? We go to market in 3 different ways. One is API connectivity. Any account that fits or qualifies for API, we're pushing it to that channel. And the main reason is it's instantaneous. If anybody's used API before, this is where we can submit an application. And by the way, we taught our AI agents specifically for API channel to, again, scrape the application, scrape all the information needed, type all that in for your particular client. It does that for us, and instantaneously we're able to get a quote back or some sort of response from the carrier that further negotiations are needed or further materials are needed, so on and so forth. But we really try to use API on all accounts that qualify. Of course, we use portals that I mentioned earlier. We taught our AI to again, scrape the information, put it in the portal. We're able to do that where necessary. But I would say the majority of the way we go to market is still traditional in fashion. And that's going to be emails, right? And so we use emails just like we get it from you, right? We take whatever you have, we meet you where you are, we take that information. Our AI agents have been trained to identify specific risks, if it's cyber in the healthcare space. Our AI agents understand and know which carriers have an appetite for that particular risk in that industry and that geography, and it'll identify the top 10 carriers that we should go to, or maybe it's the top 5 that we should go to. And of course, the human broker can always override this. They can add to it, delete it, add it, amend it in any way, fashion that they choose. But the AI helps us identify those markets that we need to go to. And that way you can be rest assured that we're exhausting all relative markets that your client needs to be going to get the best deal. And our promise to you is we give you 3 things on every deal, right? You're always going to get a flow quote. And a flow quote is basically where we take a market quote, right? So let's say we recommend a particular market quote from a particular carrier. We take that quote and we pull out all insights and observations. We're in a quick fashion, you'll quickly understand what the premium is, what the limit is, what the retention or deductible is, what enhancements they have on there, what exclusions they have on there, in a very readable, digestible fashion. So you can, if you're on the go, you're at a lunch, you're wherever, you pull up on your phone, you can easily understand and see, okay, I see what this quote is offering. The second thing that we promise you is a quote comparison. So let's say we take your client, we go to market and we drive competition by getting multiple quotes. Well, we're going to take the best 2, maybe 3, and we'll do a full-blown quote comparison. If it's cyber, we've taught our AI to look for certain coverage attributes based on the quote, and we're able to do a comparison. And based on coverage and premium combination, we'll always give you a recommendation. and tell you why. Like we recommend carrier A and here's why, right? Premium is adequate, coverage is better, so on and so forth. And the third thing that we always promise and we're always going to deliver to you is what we call a market summary. You're always going to know which carriers we engage, which carriers we approach, who have quoted, who has indicated, who have declined, and all other. So you're always, so you can articulate to your client in a very confident fashion what markets that we've gone to, and you've exhausted all possibilities to get them the best deal. Next slide, please. So this is just a high level recap of where our core expertise lies. And it is all executive and professional lines. Let me just take a step back real quick and just say we have over 80 markets that we have now been appointed with. I think we're actually teetering on 90, closer to 90. We have markets specifically dedicated for cyber liability for all industry classes, all sizes. We even have a carrier that specializes in startups that don't have the controls in place, such as MFA or end-to-end encryption, that a lot of carriers like to see before even giving a quote. We have a carrier that's able to give you a quote, even knowing that those controls are in place because of the size of the company is small. They get that to start. So we have carriers that really focus on managed liability and do it really well. Let's say in a particular sector like FI or crypto or healthcare or life sciences, really tough classes. We have carriers that are very agreeable and can have an appetite for companies that are going bankrupt, right? Which is high exposure. We have carriers that for that as well. These are all carriers here in the US, by the way, but we also have connections and carriers that we're playing with out in London as well. So we have broad base of carriers on market access that you can tap into by using us. As far as the product is concerned, professional liability, anything that falls under professional liability, anything that's specific like lawyers and healthcare and accountants, and architects and engineers, we have people on our team that have dedicated experience, deep, extensive experience in all these areas. And of course, we do MPL as well. On the managed liability side, this is my background. This is where I'm the product lead on. Of course, we do any size risk, all the way from nonprofits, HOA and condo associations. We have a large book of that we manage, and we have great carrier partners that we place that businesses, even in South Florida, where it's really tough to place right now. Condo association, really tough to place right now, but we're able to get it done. We also have private company specializations. We have carriers that have deep appetite there, and of course, we have publicly traded expertise that we can help you with. And of course, there's cyber liability, and we have deep experience in cyber liability space, and we can help you with any of your clients that need help understanding the exposure and the why around the need to buy it. The other thing that we've been doing lately that I just want to socialize is we've had a lot of our retail client partners come to us and say, hey, look, I have a book of clients that they don't buy cyber, and I really want to try to upsell them right on the cyber. I want to cross-sell this with them. And so what we've done is we've been able to do what we call bulk indications or bulk quoting. So they send over, limited information, right? Name insured, address, the sector they're in, revenues, website. And we're able to partner with certain carriers like a Chubb Westchester or a Berkeley or so on and so forth. And they're able to give us indications based on that limited information. And we've had some miles, so we had not miles, but we had success in doing this practice and helping our retail partners not only cover their E&O, but going to their clients with a tangible premium number saying, this is what you can expect to pay for this. And if you're interested, we can firm it up by filling out an application for underwriting. And we've had great success with that as well. So any questions before we move on? And I think that might be the end of it, David. Yep. Yeah. That was 25-ish minutes, guys. That was actually really well. We'd love to hear from you. Please drop your questions. We're here to ask anything, answer any questions that you have. So it's been a pleasure.
Great presentation, Mark. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. If you guys haven't seen, there is, like Mark has said, there's a question area. Feel free to answer those. Ask those questions anytime. While you guys are formulating those questions, we got one just says thank you. Yeah, Byron. So we're going to go ahead and transition over to how to quote flow through Appulate system. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. But if you guys have questions, whether it's how to submit to Flow or whether it's about the program, Mark is here. He's happy to answer those questions. So if they come up and you think about them, just go ahead and just drop them in while I'm doing my presentation here. Okay. The next step of the presentation is how to access Appulate and how to quote Flow through Appulate. So if you go to appulate.com, you're going to start here. Now, if you've used Appulate before, you can kind of disregard the first couple steps here. We're going to go through as if you're a brand new user. So if you're a brand new user, first thing you're going to do is going to click login, shown right up here. And then what I want you to do is, again, if you're a brand new user, just go down to forget password. Most of the time, you've already got an account established. But just go ahead and get forget password, type in your email address, and you'll receive a reset password. If you don't see one, then you go back to this login and just simply click sign up. But most of you, if you're on this meeting today, you've probably already got a login already. In my case, I do, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in. Okay. Now with Flow, it's wonderful. You don't even need to bring in a cord into Flow if you don't want to. In my case today, we're just going to go ahead and just do a manual quote right in the system for Flow. So we're going to just create a new insured here. Okay. We're going to do, we'll do a business, Tom's Tacos. Okay. And as you notice, that's the only asterisk that's required. So I can even just skip all of this and just go right to creating the insured. From here, what I want to do is follow the blue. So I got request new quote. And then from here, all you're going to do is select the product line. Of course, we're going to do cyber. Okay. You can update your effective dates if you want at this point, or on the next page if you choose to do so. I'm going to hit create request. And this easily, we're already into a quote here. I don't know why that is auto popping up. I apologize. Should not be. All right, I apologize. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go over to create quotes. Excuse me. Okay. What is going on here? Oh, I know why. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're going to hit find markets here. And right at the top here, you're going to see Flow Specialty is going to pop up. That's what you're going to select. Go ahead and add market here. And now from here, all you're going to do is hit Start Quote. And from here, all you're going to see is you're going to see all the questions that Flow has pre-designed for your questionnaire here. So it looks like I need to add a primary location. So in my case here, I'm just going to add a location. And as you start filling it in, it's going to automatically pre-populate via USPS address system. So you don't have to worry about getting the exact address. It should autofill all that in for you. So that'll be real nice. And then what the business activities are. So we'll just say, whatever it is, websites. Let's type in here. Prior year revenue. Mark, is there a minimum revenue I need to hit for your questionnaire?
There's no minimums.
Great. Okay. We'll say they have no current cyber. Is the applicant aware of any accidents? We'll say no. We'll say no. And then from here, as you can see, Flow's got pre-designed. You can upload applications directly into here. This will save everybody a bunch of time. So if you've got existing, now Mark, can you speak to the application here? Is you guys have a custom supplemental application, correct, that they can use?
They can use whatever application they have. So
Okay.
we don't mandate anything. Again, we meet our clients where they are. So we'll take whatever they have And then if we need to revise it, update it, we'll do that during the placement process.
Perfect. Thank you. So as we notice, there's no additional required questions from here. So we're going to hit request quote. Now from here, guys, it's really simple. Basically, what's going to happen is this is going to go to the flow team. They're going to review this quote, and then they're going to get back to you, as you notice, by email. So via email, you're going to receive this quote back. It may take a few days for the team to get back to you because of they've got to send it out and they've got to get all their quotes. You want to speak to the speed on that, Mark?
Yeah, so we have a standard of 24 hours. You should hear from us within 24 hours. I would tell you in reality, it's probably more within like 5 hours. You're getting a response. So we are that's why we have a dedicated person, which is Yvonne Castillo, who's managing all your applications or submissions that come through.
Fantastic. Does anybody have any questions on how the submission works? As you could tell, it's just a few seconds and we were able to get a quote right into the flow system. Do we have any questions on either the Appulate system or anything else revolving around the flow platform or anything? We've got a lot of experts here today, it looks like, which is great. What are some other common questions that are asked, Mark, that maybe the agents might want to know?
Yeah, a lot of stuff I hit during the presentation, but one common question is, am I speaking with a bot? Am I speaking with an AI bot? And the answer is no. You're always going to be dealing with a human, right? Yvonne, myself, whoever else is on. I showed the pictures of the sales team. It's still very much a relationship business, and we adhere to that. We know that, and we embrace it. We're just now employing technology to help us do our job quicker and faster and more efficiently. So that's one big common question. The other one is, can we do E&O based on contracts? Whenever the size of the firm doesn't support the level of contract requirement. Like a 5 million limit or 10 million limits. And we're like, absolutely, we can do that. We do that day in and day out. I'm trying to think of something else.
What are your commission rates? I mean, agents are going to want to know that too. That would be great.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Yeah, so commission levels is we are based on our research, we are more generous than our peers in the wholesale channel. We straddle between 12% all the way up to 15%, depending on the line of coverage. We're always transparent in what the commission we get from the carrier. So for example, if we get a commission on a cyber liability quote, that's 22%. We're going to be able to show you that and say, okay, we're now, because of its elevated commission, we're going to pass on more to you, and then we're going to keep that remaining piece. And then we also have a broker fee, just like all wholesalers do, but based on our research and commentary, we've noticed that we're very, very much so, a lot less than our competitors. A lot of times we'll be $150. And then once we get a nice size book with you guys, we can negotiate if that stays on. But yeah, that's commission structure. Commission structure is very lucrative, very attractive for our retail partners.
That's great. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Got no additional questions from anybody here. Now, the flow team will be reaching out to each one of you. Again, as I mentioned early on in the meeting, we're going to send a copy of this to everybody that attended today. So you get a copy of that, as well as a member of the team will be reaching out to ask you if you had any additional questions. What's the appointment process like, Mark?
The appointment process, because they're coming through Appulate, it's minimal. It's very, very easy. Once you send it in, we'll get you appointed as we do the placement with you guys. It's very, very seamless. We have a dedicated person who manages that appointment process. So
fantastic. Is there minimums or anything like that that our agents should be worried about?
No minimums. If you want to try us out and just say, hey, you want to see how our technology is, and you want to just see how the output is and how efficient it is, we could say, try us out. If you only do one, that we obviously want more, but that's okay. We're not requiring you to submit a certain amount of premium threshold through our channel, which is very attractive with a lot of our retail partners.
Great, thank you. All right, we're going to give it one more minute for any final last minute questions. Well, you know, we've had just a couple questions here today, so we want to give it any opportunities I can for you guys to ask final questions. All right, nothing's coming through. All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up for the day. I want to thank Mark for attending today, or for hosting us today. Appreciate your time, Mark. Thank you all for joining us today. Hopefully you got something good out of today's webinar, and hopefully you can work some business with Flow. All right.
Appreciate it, David. Thanks,
Wrap it
everybody.
up. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.